Welcome to the Late to Chess podcast. Guess who's back? Doctor always is in the house.
Hello.
Doctor
Hello.
Pop, we've been talking.
We have.
You know how they have Levy Gotham Chess has the Road to GM series,
Yes.
and then several other YouTube people have a Road to IM, Road to GM, whatever.
Right.
We were going back and forth, and we were going to do a Road to Decent Chess. A road to good chess. But then, Doctor, you came up with the wisdom, the genius, the most excellent. Dr. Bill and Dr. Pop-Up's most excellent adventure to 1500 ELO.
Yes.
Still a work in progress. Might not be the final design, but the Bill and Ted reference, not lost on me.
Very good. Very good.
Obviously, you need to be Ted because
No doubt about it.
I'm Bill.
Yes. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind.
So we thought we'd have this. We may have it as a segment. We may have it as an episode, just to kind of go through State of the Union, what we're doing, how we're doing. Is it going well? Is it not going well? Things we need to work on, things that we figured out, any changes to our game, and document. I'm anticipating the highs and lows, the ups and the downs, or the plateaus in our future games.
Right. There'll be
So
plenty of those.
there will be. And sometimes they feel like they last forever. And then you look back and we may have a podcast that says it was only 2 weeks, Doctor. Why are you so mad?
That's right. That's right. So why are you crying?
Why why aren't you toughen up?
That's right. There's no crying in chess.
Yeah, unfortunately there is.
I know. Boy, is there.
I almost had one of the little ones that was beating me badly, and I came back and almost won. They were tearing up, and I was like, this is a no-win situation. If I win, I beat an 8-year-old. If I
Right.
lose, I lost to an 8-year-old.
That's right.
But if I
That's right.
win, the 8-year-old's crying. So what do I look like? It's a no-win
A,
situation.
a meanie.
I know. Why are you picking on an 8-year-old?
That's right.
Because the 8-year-old's got twice the elo I do. Anyway,
Right.
Doctor,
Yes.
we're still working on the format, but I was thinking maybe you could go through your self-assessment and then I can comment and then vice versa. So where's your game right now? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I'm playing much better than I
Okay.
was
Agreed.
3 months ago.
Hmm.
And I think it is because of three things.
Oh,
It could be more, it could be less, I don't know, but I think
we'll
it's three
figure it out at the
things.
end. We'll count them at
Yeah,
the end.
yeah. I am training regularly
Hmm.
6 days a week and do the same things.
Hmm.
Okay. I am playing more and I'm playing against people that are in my same skill set in the vicinity of it, whether a little better, a little less, or the same. And I think that's a big part of it, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Is so I'm not playing anybody it's too easy, and I'm not playing anybody that's too hard. I'm playing people where like I said, we're the same skill set and we're having good, solid games.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that's important. And then the third thing is I've been practicing the heck out of tactics. I
Okay.
do tactics and puzzles with tactics. So I mean, I'm probably 150 to 200 tactics a day.
Wow. It's a lot.
I'd say at least 100, at least 100. Easy, nothing really difficult yet, anyways. So I'm going through part of the training is going through different puzzle books and tactic courses that I have, on Chessable. I
Hmm.
just doing the tactics, just doing the tactics, doing the tactics. And what I'm noticing is that, particularly in the Chessable tactics course, Tactics 1, where in the beginning I always, I was making a mistake, then learning it, then doing it, making a mistake, then learning and doing it, right? Now I'm starting to do the tactic correctly at the first shot.
Okay.
And I think part of that is that I'm also the other puzzles I'm doing, I'm writing everything out,
Noel's
which
way.
doing it Noel Studer's way. So on chess.com and on Lead Chess and in my puzzle books, like Polgar, even Mates in One, I write it down.
Hmm.
I have little notebooks.
Hmm. You got a
And,
big notebook too. Of
and then
course.
my friend gave me a new notebook that when I start over on a couple of the puzzle books, I'll use that. And so I'm writing it down to where then when I go to like my Chessable Tactics course, for example, I don't write it down. So one place I don't write it down.
Really?
Um, yeah, it's one place I don't. And I am figuring out the tactic by in my head. And I'm getting more right on the first try than I was a month ago. I still make mistakes, still, have to do it, learn it and do it the second time and get it right. But it used to be three, four times. Now it's I'm either getting it right or I'm at like two. I mean, again, these are easy. These aren't too hard yet. But yeah, so I think that's where my game is. So I'm making less blunders, no blunders. Still have some inaccuracy mistakes, but I'm playing at a much higher level than 3 months ago. And yeah, so there you go. That's where I think I am.
It's noticeable. I mean, the difference in your game that I've seen is it's either dramatic or really close to dramatic. Um, when we first started playing, it was uh I think I had an advantage and I was kind of playing to help you get better. And
Yeah.
now I have to play to try to survive. So that's a big increase for me.
Yeah.
You did say you were playing more. What games are you playing?
What do you mean?
Like what types of games? How many? You know,
Oh,
playing more could mean a lot of things.
I'm playing more, just 30 plus games.
Okay, so what would
with it.
what Dojo would call classical?
Yeah, I play. That's really, I've even, I was playing, doing Blitz for fun, but I even stopped that
Okay.
because I felt I was, you might know, let's say you're opening, and this is one thing I left out, I think, which is why I'm playing better too. I think I'm playing better. And then it's Blunder City because it's fast. I'm playing a more focused, deliberate. I'm doing better with time.
Hmm.
As far as taking my time to make the right moves, or what I think are the right or the good moves.
Yeah, better than
Right.
reflex moves.
Right, the reflex moves or time pressure moves. Now, I still almost every game I'm closer to the end of time than my opponents are.
Hmm.
But I still end up winning or doing well, even when I lose. I still think I played well. So I think I'm better with time usage.
Okay.
And I'm not, it's kind of funny. We talked a little about this, about the conscious and subconscious part of
Hmm.
making moves.
Yeah, we just
Um,
got done with a 2+ hour annotation
yeah.
session, so we're both a little
Yeah,
spongy.
yeah, but I think that um, again, because of the repetition of doing the tactics, I think I'm making better moves automatically. Even I'm thinking about it,
Yeah, you're
but
checking it.
it's more like, okay, I calculated it. I think this is the good move. I don't know if it's the best move, but it's a good move. Um, and I'm more confident maybe that's in making that move
Hmm.
than I perhaps have been in the past.
Okay. And then the other thing you said was you were training more. and
Yeah.
I know what
Well,
you're doing, but can we get
good.
into exactly what you're doing training wise?
Sure. I have the same routine almost every, like I said, at least 6 days a week. I do on the dojo, I'll do the checkmate puzzles, you know.
Hmm.
I try to do at
Even
least
though you
fifth.
hate them?
I hate the mate and threes. I'm not a good person to be with during those mate and three times. Um, but I'm doing it. But it's funny. I say that, but I'm getting much better at them because I keep doing it. So I try to do 15 minutes of that. I do the daily chess.com puzzle. I do um, um, the puzzle rush, where you have to try to get 33
Hmm.
in a row for the dojo. I've done 28. So I'm still, and it's funny on that one. I might do a puzzle or tactic, whatever it is, at 1400 and get it, and then falter at a 900
Yeah.
or an 800 puzzle, which that just drives me insane.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's just a
so I
number.
do, yeah, so I do that. Then I do 15 of the easiest chess, put it on the easiest
Hmm.
level, and I do 15 of those in a row mhm, correctly. And if I get one wrong, I just start over and do 15 until I get 15 in a row.
Okay.
So, and I'm at to where I'm doing them all the time correctly because they're easy. So I might have to up it to normal soon.
So you're doing the minus 600, I think.
Yeah, doing the minus
Yeah, and you
600.
can do minus 300 if you want.
Okay, okay, good. And so do that. Um, then I'll do the tactics one chessable
Hmm.
puzzle. I do 50 a day. Those tactics. Then I'm doing a Susan Polgar's chess course, but kind of basically beginners, which is mostly just tactics, you
Right.
know, you
Right.
know,
Are you
do
doing the
that.
Polgar mate book at all?
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. I do 12. I do 2 pages, so there's six on a page.
Okay.
I do 12 of those a day. And then I do 24 of the 1001 puzzles for beginners
Okay.
book. Yeah.
So a lot of
And
tactics for you.
yeah, yeah. And then I do a section of the your first chess uh,
Workbook.
work with Giannatis.
Do you notice? Yeah.
Do that. About done with that. And let's see, I got it right here. What else? Mhm. Try to play one classical game every other day.
Okay.
And like we play every at least once a week we play.
Yep. We have a set day.
So that's good. And been playing a lot with my cohort. We had our cohort had a round robin, so that's been helpful. Us to have bunch of games for that to get in. Um,
Those are fun games too.
yep, they're very fun games. Then on Sundays, I study 30 minutes on white opening and 30 minutes on black opening.
Okay.
The same one, usually the same one. I only know really two that I've been using on both sides, so I've been just going over that. I also I have a journal, chess journal. So every week, got this from Noel too, really. Noel Studer, GM Noel Studer, journal where I just write, how my training went and my playing went this week.
Oh, good. I don't have
Do
a
that.
journal. I have a notebook, but yes.
Yeah, I guess it's a notebook, but so I do that. You know, anywhere it can be from 15 to 30 minutes, nothing too long. And then I'm reading one chess book that's for beginners, from beginners to intermediates, from our vegan. It's just a basic thing, and I read maybe a section a week, a section a night,
Hmm.
or go to bed. So yeah, so that can all that takes anywhere from 3 to 4 hours.
A day or a week?
with a day, in the evening. I do a little, I do the easy stuff, in the morning before uh, while I'm having coffee. I do the lead chess stuff and the chess.com stuff early before I go to work. And then in the evenings, usually from 8 to 11, 8 to 12, I, I work on chess
Hmm.
in some form,
Cool.
whether it's training or playing or whatever it is, or reading. And I've got a tournament coming up, so I've been reading, and I forget who it's from now. Kind of a little tournament preparation, you know, um, worksheets he has. I forget, well, it'll come to me, but
Right.
so I've been adding that to the reading, about what should you do to prepare for a tournament. I have one in a few weeks. So
Where's that going to be?
here it's in West Virginia. It's at the University of West Virginia University, Morgantown.
Oh,
It's called the Mountaineer Open, and it's an open tournament, and it has different levels too. You can be under, I think it's under 16 and under 13 or something like that.
you got both
Along
of
with,
those covered, right?
yeah, right, like So I
Cool.
wish they had an under 700 and under, because I think I'd have a good shot at that one.
Well, you're over 700 though.
Yeah, 718. True, 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 true. Makes a
Squeaked on
difference.
out.
Yeah. So yeah. And then of course we do the podcast, and that's helpful too.
Is it?
I love listening. I love listening and reading and watching chess. I love all of it, and I love the training part.
Hmm.
To be quite honest, I do.
Awesome.
So yeah. So there you go. That's where I think I am.
So before we wrap you up,
Mhm.
what holes are you working on?
Seeing plans of my opponent and having plans of my own, because I really, for the most part, discover, I don't know if I want to call it discover a plan, but I don't have a plan other than opening, kind of knowing, making good opening moves, knowing, a bit of my opening, making good moves, not blundering,
Right.
and trying to get to checkmate. And so seeing plans of my opponents, making plans, and of course my biggest weakness for sure, at least I think it might be, I have other weaknesses, but the biggest one is working on my end games, because I'm not good at it. And I guess when I say end games, I try to win before we get to pawn and queen and major piece, right? So
Hmm.
whether it's rook, king, and pawns, or whatever, bishop, king, whatever, knight,
Right.
pawns, and king, whatever it is. I'm trying to win before I get to that, because I struggle with the geometry, even though I've practiced it, I remember doing it with Noel Studer's class at two classes.
Hmm.
Uh, but for some reason, um,
We all have our areas.
yeah, and especially in an end game, one of the other things that a lot of times if I'm in an end game, time is running out,
Hmm.
and the simplest of things befuddle me, like which pawn is on A5, pawn on A6 or A4, and okay, which pawn do I push?
Right.
Right, and I've had this. It's interesting. I think I've had this same problem at different points of my game, where, for example, where now I take more than I don't take.
Yep.
Before I didn't take, and a lot of my problems were because I didn't take.
Got to get those coconuts.
You got to get those coconuts, trade coconut. I was afraid I would never want to trade my queen, when I first started back. And now I'm like, okay, no, this is a good time to do it. Let's just do it. And,
It's
but part of
easier if
that
you can
was,
see the end, right?
yeah, but the part of the problem was I was afraid if I traded queens, then I couldn't win before an endgame.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's tough for me to play you sometimes because I know I could just get us to an end game and then I'll win,
yeah, for sure.
but I don't want to do that. I want to play good chess. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, no, I'm just like, uh, yeah, it's just for whatever reason, that particular thing is so difficult for me.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. But I think you are doing better. I mean, the Elo says you are. I can easily observe that you're doing better. So I think your game's going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think so too. So,
So that's a good thing. So.
all
Well,
right.
while you were talking ever so eloquently about your stuff, I'm like, oh, I have no idea what I'm going to start. So I started writing notes down in the background.
So, yeah, tell us about your game,
My game. I think
where
I'm
you are.
coming off a plateau. Like I think my game kind of settled, and I
Hmm.
was battling a couple problems that I had, which were largely around not concentrating or taking into account or even thinking about sometimes what my opponent could do or was going to do. And sometimes I would just get, you know, literally a one move checkmate out of nowhere that I didn't even look at because I had
Hmm.
something else. And then the other thing that I have to work on or had to work on was consistently slowing down, because I have I my other podcast is about racing. So I can go fast and
Right.
make decisions very quickly. Sometimes they're not the best decisions though, but at least I don't crash. But sometimes in chess I do. So I have to get better so that's the thing. And then just being able to do like that last blunder check.
Hmm.
Because sometimes I'll just skip it and I'll be like calculate, 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 line, 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 line. Oh, this is the one. Play it. Soon as I let go of the piece, it's like I just hung my rook or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
And just doing that last little blunder check, and it's just bad habits or lack of habits, I guess. It's not a good habit. It's not a bad habit. It's not a habit. So, but I think I'm getting better at those. So you started talking about things that helped me. I think one of the things that you didn't list that did help me, and some of the things will have the same, and some of the things will have different, but the annotation and the game
Oh,
review,
yeah.
those have been big for me, and I would like to add doing them for my own games as well as doing them for like your games or friends games or just going over these things and then having the game reviews. And game reviews could be talking about a game. It could be uh, going on Discord and having somebody else come in and talk about a game, or just kind of
Right.
seeing other possibilities, something else that sometimes Stockfish will just sit there and say, "Hey, dummy, you should have done this," but it doesn't really give you the whys often. And sometimes it'll be like, "You should do this because 17 moves down the road, you get a queen." And I'm like, "I am never going to get 17 moves, both mine and yours being my opponent,
Right.
that followed that pattern." So, is it really? I don't know, but I don't know. So, but those have helped me a ton. Same with you for tactics. Uh, I think one of the things that I sometimes suffer from in just about everything is overthinking. So trying to keep my game basic and uncomplicated and avoiding the fancy play syndrome, like you're attacking my queen. I could move my queen. Or I could play bishop takes, just move the queen sometimes. Sometimes unless you can actually get to the final this works and it's checkmate, move your queen. 90% of the time, just move the queen.
Right.
Not all the time.
Right. Well, I think, yeah,
What's that?
as I said, yeah, I think that's right on. Simple, most of the times is probably better.
Sometimes. And we talked about this for the past at least week, maybe two, I think we're making this too complicated. Like you and
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
and maybe most adults. It's like sometimes the basic simple game is the one that wins.
Right.
Because some of my best games, in quotes, the ones that I won the fastest and played the best, I didn't do anything fancy. It just went dink, 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 take, check, check, checkmate. And, no
Yeah.
bumps, no nothing.
Right.
And I look back at the game and I'm like, you didn't do anything fancy. You just played the move that you needed to play. Anyway. Um, did you get something in the mail? Okay,
Mm.
then I'll skip that one. We'll talk about that in a future podcast episode. One of the things that helped me. I have two things that I've done to while I'm playing the game. One is I changed my mouse, as we talked about, because I was misclicking at the most inopportune times, but I was doing it.
Yes.
It was quite funny. It got to the point where you were like, if I made a bad move or what you thought was a bad move, it's like, did he misclick again? And you have to check the chat to see if I wrote, did I misclick again? No, I did. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
they were just all over the place. And I'm no longer allowed to do arrows in game. So my former habit of doing arrows in game, because one of the times I misclicked was instead of drawing an arrow, I actually moved the piece. And
Well,
it was left button versus right button.
uh,
Yeah, I was less than happy. 'Cause I think it was a
yeah.
queen. It might have been a rook, but I think it was I hung my queen. That was awesome. Let's see, what else do we have on my list? I want to play more, and I have been playing more OTB games because for a while there I was under serious travel. So I couldn't play OTB because, I would have had to play one in Tulsa and the next night I would have played in Colorado and the next night I would have played in California, whatever. And then through going over our games and talking to some people, I'm really trying to defend harder and trying to come up with more creative defensive solutions.
Mhm.
And even to some extent more effective or more complicated offensive solutions, but I really see it more on the defensive side. So I think I'm doing that. As far as work, what I've been doing is I've been treating the dojo as the base. That's my fundamental base. If it says I need to do something that day, that's what I do. Um, and then I add in other stuff because that's my fundamentals and I get those. So like you, I've been doing tactics. I've been doing I break down tactics and checkmates separately.
Mhm.
So I do let's see what my list says. I do at least 15 minutes of tactics and at least 15 minutes of pole guard checkmates. And then I do other stuff. And some of those other stuff has tactics in it, but whatever.
Right.
Um, Work's been a little crazy, so I backed off a bit. So I was doing a dojo commitment of 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and then 3 hours a day, so, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I backed that down a little bit, but I'm always going like double or triple, or sometimes I'll get the whole week done in one day if it's a good day. Uh,
Mhm.
so I'd say I'm probably averaging 20 hours a week ish.
Mhm.
So you're probably getting a little more hours. The one thing that I don't count is I don't count anything that I do that's soft learning. Like if I'm just sitting there watching a video without a notebook or I'm not
Oh,
taking
yeah.
notes, I
Yeah.
can watch a Daniel Naroditsky video or a Gotham chess video or a chess prop video or one of the multitude of videos that I'm texting you
Yeah.
uh,
Right.
at crazy hours. But
Yeah.
uh, the one thing that I see that will help me going forward is I'm starting to feel better physically, health wise.
Oh, good.
So my natural body is I sleep 4 or 5 hours a day max. But when I wasn't feeling well, I was sleeping like 8 or 9. So now I've gained like 4 or 5 hours a day now. So I'm like, let's go.
Mhm.
So my commitment is to play more because you and I both talked about I just didn't play enough. So I'm playing at least a game a day, if not more. Trying to get to, roughly 2 hours of gameplay per day, every day, and see if I can do that. And life gets in the way sometimes, but that's kind of the
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as holes, I think my calculation is decent, but my issue with calculation is sometimes I won't take it to what Dan Heisman calls quiescence, and I'll miss something like the next move, or sometimes I'll miss where the moves fork, and like the line that I see works perfectly, but then they find out that in the middle it's like, oh, if you don't do that and you do this, then I'll miss those. So I'm
Mhm.
still working on those,
Mhm.
and I have to stay on top of my habits pre and post move and my time usage because if you want me to blitz out moves, I can do it. And if you do it, I'll probably win. But if you play and think and I blitz out moves, I will definitely lose. So
Right, right.
so those were my notes. What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
No, I think what you say about time usage and the calculation is right on. That the places where I see that you've struggled and grown are those two things. When you calculate it out, you usually win, you know.
Yeah,
But
or
you
it's
know, I,
close.
I
I,
go,
I
yeah,
usually don't get blown out if I slow down.
yeah, I mean, I look at all your games when you after you play or while you're playing, and I know when you didn't think it through because my first reaction is, "Oh, that's not like Bill.
What what are you
What?
doing?
Why? Yeah." I'm like, "What is he doing? He would." That's not a mistake Bill makes,
Yeah,
and I think it just has to do with, again, like all of us, really, I think at our level is, I don't know if it's consciously or subconsciously, but I think we say, three moves down the road is enough, or two
sometimes.
moves is down enough, it's enough. And you know, but when we make mistakes, it's because it wasn't enough.
Yeah, could be. Well, the most often mistake, yeah. But I don't
You
get
know?
so upset if I miss something that's more than like three moves.
Right,
Like I've played
right.
really good people,
Yeah,
and there are multiple moves past me,
yeah.
but I don't see that as the reason I lost.
Mm,
I see it as I made a mistake or I overlooked something or I rushed. The other one that I didn't mention was rushing when I get excited about something I see that I can do. Sometimes that'll cause me to rush and skip looking at what they can do.
right, right,
And that can be just flat out deadly when you're playing somebody who's like 2000 or
right,
better.
right. I think one thing you mentioned it, and but I think we should give it a little more time. Is this idea of the annotation and review? But and one of the things that Dojo does ask of us is to review with better players,
Yeah, pluses.
higher players. And I think that is really important. And I know that you do that, and I need to do more of that, where you are going over a game or yours or someone else's, and there's these other dojo players in there, and they're really good,
Yeah, they are.
you know, and they come up with a whole bunch of stuff. And but what I found, because I've done it a couple of times, is that they're very, very gracious, you know.
So giving. So
Yeah,
giving.
really, and really wanted, and a couple of them come to my mind, and they really want to help you, and they're telling you all these things. And the one thing that which is, again, I think maybe it's a little bit of a paradox, but that you need to have or not have is ego. I think that's one of the things that prevents us from learning in anything, not just chess.
Oh, for sure.
From is that we need to really listen to these players who are 16, 17, 1800, whatever it is, and listen to what they're saying and learn from it, because they're really giving you valuable, they're basically sharing their experience, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they're at the level they are, and they're doing it with well intentioned. And you have to kind of let go of your ego and say, you know
Just have
what?
to listen.
yeah, you have to listen and say, you're at this level for a reason. I'm at my level for a reason, and if I want to improve as a chess player, I should need and should listen to what you have to offer me about
Yeah,
my game or chess in general. So it's good that you do that, and I'm looking forward to doing that in the new year.
yeah. I think we should. Our, we're scheduled for our next game soon as we're recording. So maybe we'll do that when we play that game and go into the Discord and open our kimonos and scare all the little kids. But
That's it.
that's
Yeah,
probably not the best joke I've ever made. Rephrase that.
yeah. I got what you meant, though. I got what you meant. I got what you meant. I got what you meant. It's all right. Yeah, no, yeah, that's good. And it's good to be, it's like when we play the OTB and where I'm from, playing those players that were better and then talking about it with them was great.
Hmm.
It was great.
Yeah.
I learned a bunch. I really did.
I,
So yeah,
yeah, I
sorry.
played three of those players, and the longest postmortem I got from that was one sentence from one guy. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Hmm.
No, you don't have to do it. It was just kind of like, hmm. And most of it was because I was stupid and played dumb moves. But what are you gonna say? Don't hang your queen. Okay. Uh,
Right. But yeah, but definitely, if I would say for anybody who's an adult improver, so get with people. Don't worry about losing to people that are better than you or higher rated, whatever it is.
yeah.
Get with them and befriend them
Hmm.
and see how they can help you.
You know what? I think the something who people at our level, or maybe even those that are slightly lower, because you can't get much lower, um,
No.
should take away from this.
Hmm.
I think you said the word opening one time, and I think I didn't say it at all. That's not the problem at this level.
No, no, it's not. I mean, if you just look at what we're practicing and training, that tells you what's important,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Opening, I mean, unless it's like, you continue to make the same setup that you get mated in four moves.
Yeah. Don't
Okay,
do
then
that.
maybe, then maybe.
But that's kind of, I
Yeah.
can put that as a blunder. You know what I'm going with? You know what? If we didn't have a title for this segment already, because your title's pretty awesome. Maybe we'll have a subtitle.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Openings are the Twinkies of chess.
Amen. That's right. That's it. That's it. And it's, and
At our level.
yeah, and that's why people gobble them up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They think
Those
they think
empty
that's
calories that aren't
yeah.
nutritionally good for you in any way whatsoever.
No, I mean, unless you really understand, um, you know, most people are intelligent people, so unless you really understand what that opening is doing and what it can do,
What the middle
uh,
game's going to be like, what to
yeah,
avoid, what to not avoid.
yeah, because the funniest part is if you at its basic level, you memorize, let's just say, I'll be generous, 10, 15 moves, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm good at. I can memorize. But if you don't know why, right? Here's the problem with not knowing why. I think it's this simple. If you don't know why, you are, excuse my French, screwed when they don't make the move that you think that they were supposed to make.
You know what else? It's like you're blindfolded on this cross country trip and somebody drops you off in the middle of the trip, takes off your blindfold and leaves, and you got to finish the rest of the trip and you don't know where you are, how you got here, what to do from here, it's like puzzles. Sometimes with puzzles, the hardest part of the puzzle is trying to digest where you're at,
Right,
you know? Like it's just like if you let me play the 15 moves that got me to this position, I can solve the puzzle so much better than if you just
right,
go, "Bloop, okay, here's the board."
right,
I don't know if that gets
right.
better when you get better, but right now that's hard for me. Hard
Yeah,
game for me.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, today I was watching some of the World Rapid Blitz
Hmm.
Championship, and I forget Domingo Perez. Maybe I can't know if I'm saying his name right, but two GMs, and he was winning, and then or it was a draw, and then he got mated, and he was totally shocked
I know that feeling.
because the guy made this move that he didn't think that So that's to me, that's what it's like when you with this opening. It's like if well. When the guy makes the move or your opponent makes the move that you weren't expecting,
Bad
do you
day.
know how to, do you know how to respond?
Usually I shake their hand because it's usually checkmate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. I just like, oh, I didn't. Oh, okay, all right.
Whoops.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At that tournament we played together and live, it was just like the one guy said, I thought you would have saw that. I'm like, I should have. There's no doubt I should have. I didn't.
right.
But
Nope.
so
Nope.
anyway, I hope that this is a frequent session that we have. We were toying with the idea of calling it like doctors are in or sofa session or something like that, but I think your Bill
Mhm.
and Ted reference might be better.
It sounds like much more fun when you're talking about how terrible you are.
Exactly. You know what else
Make
we
it.
can offer as a service?
Yes,
We can do house calls
that's right.
for our guests.
That's right. That's right. If you want to learn how to play some terrible chess, we will come to you.
We can help you improve your terrible chess to the level of our mediocrity.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Or
right.
we we may even be able to help people who are better than us because we know much more than our game looks like. So we may be able to actually help people who are even better.
There you go.
We can't help
See
ourselves, but we can help other people. We're givers. That's what
that
yeah.
that's the way it is with most things, right? The way it is with most things. I can help you. I can't help me, but I can help you.
It's so obvious
Yep.
when we're watching each other's games. We'll sit there. We won't
Right.
we won't say anything during the game because we don't want to have any of that.
Right.
But we're like, what are you doing? Like the
Right.
time when you offered the draw, I was like,
Yes.
what are you doing? My
I still
God,
crack up about that.
you're
I like
short on time. It's 3.5 minutes left with a 30-second increment. You're
and
short on
then
time? You're short on time?
yeah, because I'm bad at math. That's why I was short on
Oh my
time.
God.
I need to get what I need to do is get better at math, not chess. That's the problem. But
Like,
yeah, I
we'll add
yeah,
math to computers now.
that's it. That's the other thing too. I think that playing playing in person, uh, and I get the whole online thing. It is what it is. We have to have it if we want to play chess. But the more we can play online, I think that will also help us. I don't know about ratings or wins and stuff, but I think that there's something about seeing this happen with another person in front of you that is beneficial. I don't know how to articulate it any better than that right now. I just have a hunch that that is the case,
I got
but
you.
but I might be wrong.
I'm,
I don't, because I don't know what it means when I always get confused about this rating thing, which is funny that how we didn't really talk about rating at all as far as where our chess is and
it's just in
isn't.
the title, right?
Yeah, but well, I just think that somebody's 1500 or online. I don't know what that means. That's not the same as being 1500 feet or
No.
1500
Well,
UC.
that's true. Are we talking 1500? I think we're talking 1500 over the board. USCF.
Oh yeah, USCF for sure.
Okay. All
That's
right.
my
So
goal.
so we got a long way to go. We got to basically double.
Yeah. So I'd like to do it before I die. That'd be nice.
Oh, we'll get it done before then.
That'd be great. I mean, I was talking to a chess person, and I was like, I'd like I'd like to do that. That's a goal. If I had, any crazy goals, that's one of them. 1500 USCF, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
USCF. And I'd like to have a shot at winning something,
Yeah.
for seniors too. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
play young people. I'm not. They're too fast, too good. But I'd like to have a shot at it. That's what the deal is.
I'm with you.
sometime. So we'll see.
You
I'd
know,
like, yeah,
the only
if
problem
Jesse,
is you're
go
going to have
ahead.
to play the young ones.
I know the young seniors.
No, you can't
Oh,
only do senior tournaments, doctor.
why? Why not? What if you did? You could get to 1,500 just playing senior tournament, especially if you want it.
You think?
That's a lot of points. If it's rated, if it's FIDE rated, yeah, sure. Or USCF rated, why not? That's what I'm looking for. I can't be no 12-year-old kid. I mean,
Sure
I'll
you
play
can.
anybody.
Sure
No,
you can.
I'll play them, but
You're
I
a
can't be.
monster.
No, no, I'm realistic. I get it. But yeah, I just think that that'd be nice. That's right, Jesse. Just in case you are listening, I want to play you in the U.S. Senior Tournament.
You have delusions of grandeur.
I do. I do. It'd be great.
Jesse's going to listen to our little meager podcast. You
Yeah.
know what I think we could do? I think if we could get him to come on,
Yes.
then maybe he'd listen to that one.
That's right. That's right. We need to. That's right. We need to somehow shame him into coming on to our podcast.
We'll
That's
get him.
great.
We'll get him. We just have to find him in a moment of weakness,
That's right.
or
That's right.
several moments of weakness.
Right. Steal his creatine. Yeah. All right. What else? Did we cover it?
I think we did. I think the only thing we're gonna need to do this, especially for notable, tournaments that we play in and stuff like that. But I think it would be illustrative to our listeners to see that other people feel the same pain. And
Yeah.
one of the wiser people I know once said, don't judge your inside by somebody else's outside.
Right. Very
And
good.
there's some wisdom in there.
Sure.
And the older I get, the more I realize how much wisdom's in there. So,
Right.
not a bad
You
thing.
know, and one last thing I'd say for me is that this is fun.
It should be, or
You
you're
know,
doing it wrong.
Yeah, and I think I went through a little, it was fun and it was not fun. And I think Noel Studer helps with that. Listen, have some realistic expectations about and realistic goals. And,
What fun is that, though?
you know, realistic can be big, but,
I know.
just know that it's going to be, yeah, you got to work to get to those goals. You can do it, but you got to work toward it. And it's made chess more fun.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's not going to be frustrating when things aren't going your way and when you get into a dry spell or when you get into
Right.
it just seems like no matter what you do, if you play well, the other person plays better. If you don't play well, you lose, and then you just start having a blunderfest, or sometimes your attitude is going to affect your game. But that's part of the highs and lows.
Right. You're right. But we're amateurs and,
Yeah,
you know, we're not professionals. We're not trying to make a living out of this.
and
So,
one of our titles was the Bumpy Road to
yeah, those are good. I like
1500.
that too. Maybe that Bill and Ted, Dr. Bill and Dr. Boba's excellent adventure on the bumpy road to 1,500.
That's right.
It's
And you know
long, but
what?
it's true.
I can't wait till we have to change that number higher.
Yes, that'd be great too.
That would
That
be
would be
okay.
great.
That would be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be terrific.
It would be.
So,
I think 1500 is doable, like eminently doable.
yeah. The more we play, we got to play a lot though, I think.
Well, yeah, if you gain 10, let's just say if you're average gaining 10 elo points per game, that's what is that? We got 700 points. So we got to play at least 70 games.
Yeah. So,
That's a lot of
you know,
games over the
yeah,
board.
it is. It is. I mean, I mean, they're talking about, like Hikaru had to get 40 games and how hard that was to get 40 games in a year so you can make it to
Yeah.
the Kents. I'm like, wow, okay. That's one of the great things about um, online chess.
Yeah, you can get
Is
volume.
that it's a good volume, and good, you play a lot of
You do.
different people, different ratings, and that's good too. You can gauge yourself. You had a great game against a guy high rated, but if I didn't see any ratings, um, I thought you were well, you were definitely equal, but there are times where you were better, and I thought you were going to win. So that's why I keep saying I know I'm killing it, but what does rating mean? I don't know what that means,
Well, you got
really.
to assume it's, I mean, if you assume that the rating is accurate for your level of play, it means something. Unfortunately, that is not always the case.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think that's
That's why
right.
people complain about playing against kids who are improving really fast because their rating is low and they're really playing higher levels. And,
Yeah.
we're relatively new in the rating pool. So is your over the board rating really what, 725 or so? Is it really that?
Yeah, I don't
And is
know.
it really that now? Because you're playing much better than you played back then. So if that was accurate then, it's not accurate now, but it's questionable whether it was accurate then either. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
it's
Yeah.
it is what it is, but it's like the score is what you said its score is. So, but there's some assumptions in there that some people don't realize, and sometimes you got to realize that the opponent may be rated the same at you right now at this point, but that doesn't mean their level of play is the same as you. I've played some people who were, I think they were plus or minus close to me, but they were obviously way better than I was. Like I
Yeah.
would be surprised if they weren't in the upper teens, if not 2000s. I mean, it was just, I was like, I do not belong in this game with you, sir.
Right. It's funny though, how so many people just put so much into that. I remember playing at the dojo in a tournament, and I played really well and held my own.
Yeah,
Lost, but held my own. It was, I don't know, 200 points, whatever,
yeah,
higher than me. And but you could tell in the postmortem, and we did have a couple of those fellas, that come in and kind of help,
yeah.
of the other players. And you know, it was funny. My opponent was fine until he's, wait a second, you're two cohorts below me. I don't know what that means.
Nice.
Was that, what does that mean? And it was funny. One of the other fellas who was a very high rated guy, does a lot of calculation work. He said, "Well, that's all right. That has nothing to do with anything."
Yeah, doesn't.
So some days are good. It's like anything else. I could lose to someone who's 200 points less than me.
Yeah,
Just
easily,
depends, right?
easily.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. We need to get
Yeah.
some of those guys on. I think there's two of them I know. We'll talk after. I'm gonna see if I can
Yeah.
get one of those guys to come on. Maybe both. Or maybe you might know some more than us. Because I have a feeling
Yeah.
they're the same people.
No, that, yeah. I mean, that'd be great to have, particularly those guys I'm thinking about. Uh, that they're just very generous.
Yeah.
You know,
They'd give
very
us an hour.
generous. But yeah, I think so. And yeah, yeah, for sure. I think they would.
Yeah.
They're very, like I said, like
Well, one
they're
of my
very generous.
postmortems was 3.5 hours.
Yeah, now that's bordering on ridiculous, but
Well, that's how bad I played.
for me, yeah, right. No, I mean it's a testimony though. It's testament though to
The depth.
that there's just a lot to delve into, right?
Hmm.
And I mean, just think about it. Our level, 3.5 hours. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
So can you imagine if the higher you go and the deeper you can?
And they kept saying, at your level, this is all you need to know. There's more, but we don't want to go, and they only went a little deeper, like twice.
Right,
So 3 hours of discussion, and that wasn't all they had,
right,
you know.
right. Yeah,
There was
yeah,
still more meat on that bone that they could have gnawed on for a while. So
right. Yeah, that's a great idea though. That you have about having them, one of them or whatever.
yeah, we'll see.
You Yep.
See if they come on our
All right.
little podcast. All right, Doctor, this is fun. This is episode one of our journey to mediocrity or Bumpy Road to 1500 or Most Excellent Adventure. Or, you know, maybe our audience will tell us what the name should be because we're about as good at naming things as we are at chess.
Exactly right. I know, right? I was like, man, this is long-winded. It's not very.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pithy. Oh well.
It's fine. I got lots of characters. It'll be fine. I can type.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Have a great
All
night.
right. Good night.